Hello friends and enemies, my name is Aftertaste and this is Operation Buffalo, a Global War 1936 version 4.1 YouTube war between myself as the Allies, Tactical as the Comintern, and Nathan as the Axis, whose channels I shall leave a link to in the description. This is going to be a turn 1 for all of the Allies, as the Axis and the Comintern have all gone with the exception of Italy, but Italy and the Allies are not likely to interact with each other in the first turn, so I'm going to do that all in one go to get caught up. The final thing before I actually make a start, I'd just like to briefly apologise for what may almost certainly be poor video and audio quality. I am working with old hardware, to say the least. Okay, all that said and done, let's get on with the turn. We'll start with the United Kingdom's technologies. We'll begin with our two roles. We'll be going for radar and anti-submarine warfare, which I'm sure is no surprise to Nathan. Okay, wish me luck. Okay, 9 for ASW and 7 for radar, so thank you for whoever it was who wished me luck. Excellent, a good start, happy with that. Purchases. Okay, the FEC are going to purchase 1 AA for 4, leaving them with 1. The Anzacs aren't going to purchase anything. And the UK were going to purchase 2 militia upgrades for 4. And the final 7 we're going to use to upgrade the minor factory in Northern England to a medium factory. So I will grab one of those now. And of course we have the destroyer and submarine also under construction. Right, no combat moves, move on to non-combat moves. We'll start over here with the Anzacs. We'll use the transport, move over to P73, pick up the 2 militia in New Zealand, move back to P72 and drop the 2 militia in Sydney. We're now going to take the Anzac Light Cruiser and Anzac Destroyer from P72 and move 3 spaces to P70, P69 and I-14. Heading north, we're going to grab the Light Carrier in P41 and move 4, P50, I-12, I-7, I-4. Move back to P50 and grab that destroyer, which is also going to move to I-4, moving through I-12, I-7 and then finally to I-4. And in I-11 we're going to grab the British battleship, heavy cruiser and destroyer, and they're going to move 3, I-12, I-7, I-4. Next we're going to get the transport from I-11. We're going to use 2 of our strategic naval move slots, moving 1 to I-12, 2 to P50, 3 to P41 where we're going to pick up the British infantry in Hong Kong, move back down to P50 and drop the infantry from Hong Kong in British Malaya. The transport is going to go in port in Singapore. Next I've got the Gurkha in Burma, he's going to move to Bengal, and the infantry in Delhi is going to rail to Calcutta. Moving over to I-6, we're going to pick up the British transport and use the last strategic naval move to move 4 spaces down to I-7, I-4, I-3, then I-1, and then the transport's going to go in port in South Africa. Heading up to Transjordan, we're going to move the infantry from Transjordan into Lower Egypt. We're then going to take all the ships in M8. We're going to move 3 into A44. So we're going to go M8 from M8, M4, M2, A44. We're going to grab the 3 naval units in M2. They're going to come across A44. Moving up to Canada, we're going to put the transport and torpedo destroyer in port. We're going to go to the UK. We're going to take the destroyer out of A17, move down to A21. Next we're going to take the battle cruiser heavy cruiser and coastal defence ship from A23, and we're going to move them to A21. We're going to go A22, A21, and finally we're going to grab the battleship, 2 heavy cruisers, light cruiser and destroyer from A6 and move 3 spaces, A23, A22, A21. Excuse me, submarine. We will move the British Mounted Infantry from Scotland and rail him to southern England. We'll move the 2 militia from southern England to London. The British infantry from London is going to move to southern England. The medium bomber from northern England is going to move to southern England. The fighter from London is going to move to southern England. And the British seaplane in southern England is going to move 5 spaces to Gibraltar. And that will conclude all non-combat movements for the Commonwealth. So we'll go to place new units. We'll take the AA gun for the FEC, place it in Calcutta. Right, then we've got the British militia upgrades. One of them is going to be in South Africa, so we'll delete those, and I will copy that infantry there in South Africa. The final upgrade is going to be in Ottawa, so we'll delete those. Then we have the destroyer, submarine and medium factory. The destroyer and submarine are going to go to A21, and we'll swap out the factories in Northern England. Okay, collect income. Britain is collecting 12, so they will end the turn on 12. Anzac are collecting 3, so they will end the turn on 6. And the FEC are collecting 5, they will also end the turn on 6. Okay, moving over to France, technology rolls. We're going to roll for heavy armour. Let's see how this goes. Not quite. Okay. Purchases. France isn't going to purchase anything this turn, but we do have this submarine on the production queue. So we're going to go straight into non-combat movement. We're going to pick up the infantry and coach and tanker and go from P50, 3 spaces to I4, so I12, I7, I4, and we're going to drop the French infantry off in French Somaliland. Moving over to northern Algeria, the French Foreign Legion is going to embark on the French transport in M2, and we're going to use France's 2 strategic naval moves to move 4 spaces to A41. So we are in M2, we're going to go to A44, A43, A42, A41, and drop the French Foreign Legion off in French Guiana. If we go to the French fleet in M1, the light cruiser, French destroyer and torpedo boat destroyer are going to move 3 spaces, M2, A44, A35. The 2 submarines in M1 are going to move 3 spaces, M2, M4, M8. The French submarine in M2 is going to move to M8, 2 spaces. And the 2 battleships and 2 destroyers in A29 are going to move 2 spaces to A35. In France itself, the fighter in Paris is going to move to Normandy, and the medium bomber is going to move 4 spaces to French Morocco. Southern France, M1, M2, French Morocco. The infantry in Aquitaine is going to move to Normandy. The infantry in Picardy is going to move to Normandy. The artillery in Paris is moving to Normandy. The motorised infantry in Alsace-Lorraine is going to move to Normandy, as is the motorised infantry in southern France. The infantry in southern France is going to go into Paris, The militia in southern France is going to go to Alsace-Lorraine, and the 3 French infantry in Alsace-Lorraine are going to go into Paris. The mounted infantry is going to stay in place. That concludes the non-combat movements for France. As I say, they have no purchases, but we will grab the French submarine and place him in M1. Okay, we'll move swiftly on to the KMT. They're going to purchase, there they are, 3 militia, and they're going to spend 6, but they're also going to take 6 as income, so I'm just going to leave this alone. Moving over to China, we're going to move the infantry in Shantung into Sichuan and the infantry in Hunan into Sichuan, so there'll be 5 infantry and a militia in Sichuan, and the 4 infantry in Nanking are going to move to Hunan. That will conclude the KMT's non-combat moves. We'll grab their 3 militia. 1 will go in Shantung, 1 will go in Nanking, and 1's going to go in Hunan. That concludes the KMT. Move over to the United States. For their purchases, we're going to be upgrading the major factory in San Francisco. That's going to cost 6, and the United States earns 6, so I'm not going to touch that. I don't have any combat or non-combat moves, so all I'm going to do is put the factory down in San Francisco. Okay, that is the conclusion of all of the Allies turn 1's done. I hope I didn't make any mistakes or miss anything. Probably did, but hey ho, that's the way it goes. So I'll hand you over now to Nathan, who will be playing Italian's turn 1 and then Germany's turn 2. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you again. Bye for now.